Hey everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. Brianna Whiteside, and I create faith, fashion, lifestyle, and finance content. And so if you're here, I'm hoping that you enjoy one or more of these topics. In today's video, this is actually another video about money, investing, building strong portfolios, building strong money systems. And it really was an impromptu message for me. As you can tell, I'm a little bit low energy right now because my sinuses are acting full. But I really felt that I couldn't talk to you about obedience when I'm not being obedient, you know what I'm saying, to what God is telling me to do. And so I'm pushing through this temporary discomfort to bring you this teaching on what I believe God is telling me to release right now. And so I'm going to do that as with anything. Whatever I say about money is not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm telling you some of the insight that I'm receiving and what I'm doing, right? So you can choose to take it or not take it. It's really up to you. We all have free will out here, okay, y'all? So ultimately, my goal is to be a balanced teacher. I just don't want to prepare you spiritually. I want to prepare you naturally as well. I want to help you dominate. I want to help you dominate in every sphere of influence that pertains to you. And that means that we have to have multiple areas covered, right? And so if you've listened to any of my videos, I've tried to hit multiple areas at the same time because I don't want you to be overweight in one area and underweight in another area, right? We need to be balanced. We need to be thinkers. And also we need to migrate from just Christians to believers. And I'm not going to let up off of that. Actually, I'm never going to let up off of that. And so in order to help you survive and thrive in the system that we're in right now, in the season that we're in right now, we have to put systems in place for now and for later, right? It's nothing you can do about the past. You can't do anything about it, but you can do something about your right now and your tomorrow. And that is what I really want to help you do. So before I get started with the new insight, a lot of it's going to be recap, but I want to excuse me, I want to catch everybody up because some of you may not be returning members. Some of you may be new members to my channel, and I want to recap, right? Because I am a teacher in real life, and it's always important to have everybody on the same page. So let's recap the videos that I've done. Quick recap. In the original dream that I had about Shiba Inu, I spoke about me potentially seeing Shiba Inu spike. I gave you my brief financial history with investing and climbing out of debt. I also spoke to you about my history with God showing me certain spikes in crypto markets and those spikes happening, me talking about the money that I made off of investments such as Ethereum Classic and SHIB when it ran up last year around this time. And so I told you about those moments, right? I also spoke to you about how I was DCAing into crypto in a new short-term portfolio. And then 4 weeks later, that portfolio, more than doubling in value. I spoke about in that same video about how I think Shiba Inu might spike, but I never gave a price prediction or a date. And I want to be clear about that because I think it'll be irresponsible of me to give a price prediction or a date because God did not give me a date and he also didn't give me a price prediction. So I'm just telling you what I saw. And I advise you to do your due diligence, right? Not invest money that you can't afford to lose. Do your own research, you know, things of that nature. In the video on preparing for Q4, because all the videos I do build on one another, right? I'm not going to ever hype you up. In the video that's entitled Preparing for Q4, I mentioned the importance of obeying God and preparing spiritually, meaning studying famines, prophecies of famines, and biblical strategies, right? In the same video, I talked about the importance of mental and emotional prep, such as your community, therapy, reading the Bible, listening to sermons, things of that nature. I talked about physical prep, fasting, hydration, working out. Spoke about financial prep, budgeting, cutting back, saving money, in different types of savings accounts and investing. And then I also reminded you that God was releasing wealth in different aspects, right? Not just in one, you know, in one arena, that God was literally releasing wealth from every economic system that people participate in, right? I reminded you of that because I never want you to be single-minded or bound to a narrow path when we serve a big God. That's number one. In the video about the haves and the have-nots, I talked about answering the call of God on your life, right? And the importance of courage and how it's crucial for our ability to do the work that faith requires for manifestation, right? When you're believing God to do something, you really have to have courage to start to implement steps and strategies to move forward in it. Then I also talked to you in the same video about how God gives us instructions first, and then he shows us the vision or the big picture of the promise. He establishes our authority in the earth realm, and he issues generally warnings or commands in order for us to take hold of our inheritance. So there is a lot that is dependent on you when you're waiting for any promise of God to come forward. God is always going to do his part. It's us who don't do our parts 9 times out of 10. And so I wanted you to be balanced there and understand that you need to have the courage to follow after God. In the video on participating in the wealth transfer, I talked about how the story of Isaac and how God told him to remain in Gerar, which was a temporary or transitional place, and invest there. And you know, in the story in Genesis, that Isaac reaped 100-fold of the investment in the same year. In that video, I talked about the importance of investing while there is a famine or while there's an economic downturn, participating in economic systems, and the importance of returns on investment, whether it be through God giving you revelation and you not acting on it, him investing gifts in you. He wants an investment. He wants a return on the gifts that he gave you. And I talked about investing, of course. That was really a teaching about investing in economic systems in the time frame that Isaac was in, but that time frame also mirrors the time frame that we're in right now. I talked about why you should be investing now in order to see a profit when we come out of this transitional period, because this period will not last long. And I also told you about brokerages and investing in solid companies and savings accounts and buying real estate and land and things of that nature, right? And so go back and look at that video if you're interested. In the warning dream about Shiba Inu, I talked about the importance of being prepared for what you're believing God for. I encouraged you not to approach investing blindly or religiously. I encourage you to check your heart. I encourage you to be sure that you're responsible and that you can handle the responsibility that comes along with what you're asking God for. And then I also encourage you to posture yourself as a kingdom citizen. I got a lot of pushback from that, but that's the revelation I have, and that's how I'm going to posture myself as a kingdom citizen and ask God for revelation. And I reiterated that you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose, and that's in any system. Any coin, any stock, you should never invest money that you need immediately or you can't afford to lose. And in the latest video on the money being transferred now, I spoke about how God is transferring wealth in the various arenas, like currently. And I told you a bit of my testimony about how God just gave me 2 new streams of wealth, and y'all, the third one hit today. I wasn't prepared for the third one to come so soon. I said, like, I think it'll be like at the end of the month or next month. Well, it cleared today. I told you how important it is for you to operate in purpose in order to receive these things. I told you how important it is to be in position to receive God's blessing, and how it is important for you to obey, and, you know, to not look for the easy way out, like not wait on a certain thing to happen that you're like perceived as lazy, or you just don't do your due diligence, right? And I don't think that's wise. And so I'm recapping for the new folks, but I'm also wanting to remind you that it is so important to be balanced, and it's important to also be wise in this season. This season is packed with opportunity. This month alone is packed with opportunity, okay? And I don't want you to miss any opportunity that God is sending your way because you're only looking at one thing. You need to keep your eyes open. You need to keep your eyes peeled for what God wants to do, and also posture yourself to hear him when he says move, when he says transition out, because, I gave my testimony about God telling me to put my company on hold for right now. Didn't know why, did it, obeyed, and 5 months later, here I am with 3 new streams of influence or income that I was not expecting. So that catches you up. Now let's talk about the future. I want to talk about investing here, because investing, the way I look at it, is investing is a long-term game. It's a long game. Yes, you can do day trades. Yes, you can swing trade. Yes, you can do options. You can do all those things to create riches, right, in the short term. But true wealth is created over time, right? And to be able to sustain that wealth, you need to have skill sets, you need to be wise, and you need to be prepared for the responsibility. So my strategy is to always play a long game. Like, I literally live a delayed gratification life. It's not pretty all the time. I don't enjoy it all the time, but I've learned the benefit of playing a long game as opposed to just playing a short game. Okay. So I always try to manage my risk if possible. And not only, and I just want to say this because I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the previous videos or not only am I investing in crypto and stocks, but I'm also contributing to my Roth IRA in addition to my 403b, which my employer does 100% match. So I, am really set in my retirement account with my employer, and I just opened in 2021. I maxed out the contribution for my Roth, and I am, aggressively contributing to the 2022 contribution, right? And so I just want to be clear that I'm just not doing one thing, I'm doing multiple things, right, at the same time. So let's talk about building a strong portfolio, because I think it's important. I know that there's a lot of videos out about God revealing that, Shiba Inu is going to run up. And I believe that it will spike. Now, I'm not saying I believe the prices that people are giving, but I do believe that it will spike. Why? Because the Lord has confirmed that word to me twice, right? Also, he's confirmed the word to people who I've submitted those dreams to, prophetic voices, true prophets, right? Before I even do a video, I submit it to other people to say, hey, test this word. So I'm not out here just talking all willy-nilly and trying to gas you on up. That's not what I do. I'm a woman of integrity, and I take my good name seriously. I have a good name, okay? So in the participating in the wealth transfer video, I mentioned the importance of investing in solid companies, and I'm gonna, expand on that in this video. But I want to just tell you that the safest thing when you're trying to invest, the safest thing for you to do right now is dollar cost average, DCA. And I mentioned in the previous video that DCA just means put something on it. So say for instance, a stock is $100, and you say, Brianna, I don't have $100. Okay, well, do you have $5? Yes, okay. Put $5 on that stock and buy a fractional share. You don't have to go all in right now. You can do what you can on your level. I don't want you to go broke trying to do something right now because you have FOMO. No, I want you to be wise, and I want you to do what you can on your level. It's going to be okay. You're not going to miss out. So dollar cost average or put something on it is the safest thing to do right now, because I think like last week, their analysts projected a potential 20% drop could happen. And that's not to scare you. It's really just to prepare you for what could come. And you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're new to investment, you're in the best position right now. You want to know why? Because things are on hyper sale right now. Everything is on clearance. Everything is at all-time lows 9 times out of 10, and you have the opportunity to make your money faster back on the way up. And I want to remind you that the stock market, any financial system, rewards those who have patience. You don't even necessarily have to have skill set. In a lot of cases when you're DCAing, you need to have patience, and you need to have tolerance for volatility. You can't be invested in economic systems such as the stock market and think that you can't have an emotional connection to your money. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't. You have to start loosening that connection, because when you start seeing that money go down, 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 it messes with your mind, right? And then you pull out of fear, and then you church hurt, because you know church folks don't never get over nothing. But then you church hurt because you pulled out prematurely because of your emotions. Does that make sense? So let's avoid that. And so one strategy that I've been doing is trying to find the top 3 companies in whatever arena that I'm in and investing into them. If you have the big dogs, you are pretty much safe, I would say. Remember, this isn't financial advice, but I found that when you find the people who are dominating in their sphere, you want to own pieces of those companies, right? This is not saying that you won't make monies off of, you know, the ones that are not in the top 3 or whatever, but this is just to say that those are your safe hedges. And I'm all for safe hedges, but I'm also all for whatever God tells me to do. And so he told me to do this video, and he told me to, you know, teach you, you know, things that I've had to learn over the last few years. So again, not financial advice. I think this is the 3rd time I've said this, so I think I'm good. Let's talk about stocks. And you don't have to invest in these stocks. These are just a few companies that I have in my portfolio that I love, that I believe in, and that I think they're going to be around for a long time. And one of the number ones that's not sexy is Microsoft. Ticker symbol MSFT, Microsoft. In the vein of transparency, my average price, I have Microsoft in 2 of my portfolios. One of my average prices in one portfolio is $254, and in another portfolio is $292. The current price of Microsoft, according to the Trade and View chart, because I do know technical analysis, right? So people who be thinking, you know, I'm just out here talking. No, I know how to chart. Okay, the current price is for Microsoft is sitting at $228. That's at the close of Friday's bell, which means that Microsoft is down 50% from its all-time high of $349. Yo, Microsoft is not sexy, but Microsoft is on every computer. I'm looking at my Microsoft Word doc right now. Microsoft, they're going into AI, healthcare, you know what I'm saying? They're branching out. It's not a sexy company, but it has yielded results since its IPO. You know what I'm saying? And so I think this is a very strong company, and I think it's safe to invest in this company. And so notice that I mentioned it's down 50%. So that means that if Microsoft 9 times out of 10 is going to return to an all-time high, you can guarantee that Microsoft will eventually go back to $349, because it's touched that before. When you look at the chart, it generally stocks come back to revisit their all-time highs to establish a new level of support. So where the 349 was a resistance, because I know how to chart. So what 349 was once a resistance, and it didn't go above that. When Microsoft comes back up, it's going to come back to test that 349, and it's going to establish this as a support, and then it's going to make its way up once it establishes that as a support. So if you don't really understand support and resistance, just think about floors and ceilings, right? If you're in your house right now, your feet are on the floor and you have a ceiling. So when you're thinking about support, that means where your feet are is the floor. It's supporting your weight. It's supporting everything else in your crib. The ceiling is your roof. Okay? That's the ceiling, right? And that is the resistance. So whenever price is moving up and down, it's establishing a range. Until the price breaks 349, it may continue to consolidate, move left and right. This isn't a chart video, but I was just trying to get that out there. Anyway. So Microsoft, whenever it turns around, which it will, because it's a solid company, it's going to go back to the 349 price. So if you invest in it at the 228 price, you're going to easily make, you know, eventually your 50%. I'm trying to recover and bring my average down, right? So you're in a much better position than I am with Microsoft, and I love that for you if you get into that company. Another company that I have is Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. When I first invested in Tesla, it was like $500 during the pandemic, and I saw Tesla run up to $1,200, and I made money off of it. You know what I'm saying? And then Tesla split this year. So my average Tesla price is $288 in one portfolio and $204 in another. And so the current price of Tesla is currently sitting at $204, which means that it is down from the from the stock split price of $308 roughly, right? So it was in the 300 range. So Tesla is down to $204, which means that you gonna make your money faster when it goes back up. And Tesla is not just a car company. They have so many components to this company, right? And I believe in Tesla. I like Tesla. And then we have Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN. My average price of Amazon is $121 in one portfolio and $115 in another. And the current price of Amazon is $106. Which means that it's down 13% from the roughly $120 stock split price. So if you're down 13%, and Amazon, who else has a monopoly on online buying other than Amazon? Amazon is the name. You know what I'm saying? Amazon, I'm Amazon. If you got Amazon boxes coming to your house, you probably should own Amazon. Okay. Another one of my favorites, Apple. Apple. Ticker symbol AAPL. Average price in one portfolio is $156, and then in another portfolio is $154. And the current price of Apple right now is $138, which means it's down 32% from the June high of the 180 range. 32% down, which means that if you start dollar cost averaging now into Apple, when it returns to that 180, because that was a resistance area, you gonna be up and it's gonna be beautiful. Okay. After that, we got Google, ticker symbol GOOGL. Google, one of my favorites. My price in Google in both portfolios is $106. $106. The current price of Google is $96, which means that it's down 14% from the 112 range stock split price. 14%. Where is Google going, y'all? Where Google going? Google is a verb now. Google it. Verb. Where Google going, right? And so those are not in any order. Those are just a few pillar companies that I have in my portfolios, and by pillar I mean strong companies. I also have Facebook, and not necessarily for Facebook, what's called Meta now, not necessarily for the Facebook platform, but for the metaverse platform. Like, I believe in Facebook. I believe Facebook is going to recover and it's going to be fine. And I think Meta as a company is solid. I have friends that work at Meta who got a lot of info. I think Meta as a company is solid. Okay, so I wouldn't just count it out just because TikTok is having a good run. Okay, and then let's talk about crypto, right? Because it's hot right now. Everybody's talking about crypto. Y'all, I went through a crypto one crypto winter. When I first started getting in Bitcoin, I think my first investment in Bitcoin was when it was at this range right here, the 19,000 mark. When I first got into Ethereum, it was at the $1,200 mark. And I knew that Bitcoin and Ethereum moved together because when I was trying to learn Forex back in 2019, I learned pairs, right? Currency pairs. And so I knew that when Bitcoin and Ethereum moved together, now Ethereum was a smaller, you know, name at the time, but I know that when a big dog Bitcoin pulls up, Ethereum goes up right with it, right? And so, no particular order, I have Bitcoin, ticker symbol BTC, which is gold, right? I know a lot of people be saying like, all these coins don't got no use case. Bitcoin doesn't have use case. It's like gold right now, right? But it's a big name. So Bitcoin is down to $19,000, y'all, which is down $46,505 from the all-time high of $65,505. That means that there is a $46,000 gap between where it ran up in 2021 to where it's sitting right now. There is a lot of there's a lot of room for you to make money in Bitcoin. Okay, Ethereum, ETH, right? There are a lot of platforms being built over the ecosystem, and Ethereum at the time when I did this information was sitting at $1,281, which is down $3,233 from the all-time high of $4,514. So in 2021, Ethereum ran up to $4,500, and it has been stair-stepping down again because to test that low again. Now, as I said, when you're thinking about charting, when you're thinking about the all-time high, Ethereum is going to come back to test that $4,500 mark before it moves up to 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, because it has to establish another level of support. So right now, the 4,514 mark is a resistance, and it has to turn into a support level, a floor level. So when crypto turns around and come on back up, it's going to go back up to test that $4,500 mark. Okay. I also like Solana, ticker symbol SOL. Solana is at $29.79. It's down $231 from the all-time high of $260. If you like Solana at $260, you need to love it at $29. Another one is Cardano, ADA. I made a lot of money off ADA. I got into ADA, man, I think it was 50 cents when I got into ADA, and it ran on up. So it looks like I don't have a price for ADA. Let me look at the chart really quickly to let you know what the price of Cardano is. Man, look at the Coinbase chart. All right, so ADA is sitting at 36 cents, and it is down from the all-time high of $3.07. So do the math there, okay? So ADA is sitting at 36 cents, and it's down, right, from the all-time high of $3 range. $3 range, yes. You want to know how I know about the $3 range? Let me see if I can show you this chart. I'm looking at a day chart right here. Can y'all see? Uh-oh, let's see if I can focus it. There we go. Bam, day chart. And y'all see them different colors on there? That means I've charted this before, right? Whenever I chart, I'm charting on a 30 to 45 minute chart. And I wanted to look at the day chart, because whenever I'm in doubt about price action, I always look left. When you're ever in doubt, look left. And so, yeah, it's low. So if ADA turns around from this all-time low and goes back up there, it will increase 748%. When ADA had a good run back in July 2021, it went from... and it was a push. It went from, what is this, 103 to the $3 mark. Okay, so all right. So we got ADA, Polygon, Matic. I like their project. Is at 80 cents, down $2.12 from the all-time high of $2.92. I like Polygon. I have it in both of my crypto portfolios. I have all of these coins actually in both of my crypto portfolios. And so let's talk about that. But I also want to talk about Shiba Inu. Let me look at the chart. Look at the Shiba Inu chart. And I want to show you this really quickly. Let's see. Can you see that? All right. We see SHIB on the day chart. We're looking at Helsinki candles, and you see all those different lines. That means that I've been charting Shiba for a very, very, very long time. So let me go back. I just showed you a day chart. When I first got in SHIB in 2021, September, around this time, Shiba Inu was sitting lower than it was right now. Shiba Inu was sitting at 50613. Okay, and as we can see, if I'm looking at this day chart, for all y'all charters out there, you can look at the day chart with me. Shiba has tried to come back and test that zone. Since its debut in 2021, Shiba has stepped down. I mean, it ran up. It had two great runs actually that I'm looking at, but it has stair-stepped down consolidated its way down, back to test the initial IPO price, right, of 50613, right? It has not touched that. It has not touched 50613. It has touched 50741, and it's currently sitting at 401024, but it has not touched its original support line. All right, so let's talk about it, because it's been consolidating, right? And it has been consolidating in the zone between, and this is for the charters out there, because somebody tried to come for me to my some show yourself approved, show the charts. Anyway, it has consolidated in the zone between, it looks like 40 quad 0 1085, and it hasn't been able to break the quad 0 2018. It hasn't been able to break that, right? And so let me see if you can see this. Come on, camera. Can we? There we go. So Shiba has not been able to break out of this zone since it stepped down, right? Consolidated its way down. It has not been able to break out of this zone. This is where we're waiting for this coin to break out. Once it breaks out of that zone, the next consolidation zone, once it breaks out of the between 2018 and 21 quad 0 2018 and quad 0 2154, once it breaks out of that zone, it looks like it has consolidated again around the quad 0 2679 to quad 0 3287. So that's another level of resistance it is consolidated in. And this is just technical analysis, right? For people who think that, you know, I don't do my due diligence, this is just technical analysis, to be clear, okay? So it's consolidating. You're gonna have people selling at that point, right? You're gonna have people selling out. So she may consolidate a little bit more. All right, let's keep going. There's another level of support, quad 0 4073 zone. There's another level of support at, it's a big jump here, but there's another level of support around the quad 057 to quad 06205, right? So let's talk about when Shiba ran up the first time. When Shiba ran up the first time, which I was a part of, it ran up percentage-wise 1,355%. Let me show you how I got that. I used a little ruler. I used a ruler to calculate it. Can you see that number? Dang. Okay. Maybe you can see. Okay. I used a ruler to calculate it. You see that percent right there? That's how much Shiba ran up. All right. The first time. Second time Shiba ran up. Let's go back. Second time Shiba ran up 1,037%. 1037.54%. Let me show you. Come on, computer. Can y'all see that? There we go. It's right on the green candle. I highlighted, I put the arrow, the blue mark is the green candle, right? So that was on a day chart. I'm not lying to y'all. Let me make it bigger so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Can y'all see that? There we go. Maybe. Hopefully you can see it right. All right, so that's just a technical analysis. Now, I never said that it was going back to this point. It has tested this point, and if Shiba runs up again, it's gonna probably come back and test that point that the previous ceiling, which is quad 08873. This is not considering what God can do, and God can do whatever he wants to do. He can blow through that and take it to wherever he wants to take it to. So I just wanted to just come on here and be balanced in my teaching, because that is what you can expect from me. Be clear. I never said Shiba was going to a penny. I never said it was going to $1. I said I saw a spike, that it could spike up. And historically, let's see, the last two spikes have happened. Let me make this chart bigger so I can see it. The last two spikes have happened, because I'm on a day chart, September 9th, 2001. And it was a steady progression up from October 4th, 2001 up until October 30th, 2021. So from in the month of October last year, SHIB started to move from October 4th to, I'm looking at the hot candle of when it spiked, exactly October 28th, 2021. That's the month that it spiked. So the first spike was in September. The second spike was last October, and it lasted a few days. All right, so do with that information what you will. I just want you to be balanced. I want you to be, you know, learn something from my channel. I want you to do your research. I want you to develop in your relationship with God, because I think we have locked him into a box in every area of our lives. And I think it's time that he's breaking out of it. So friends, I hope this video has encouraged you to learn for yourself, has encouraged you to stay diligent, stay obedient, be in purpose, be purposeful with your life, and be multidimensional. God has given everyone so many gifts and talents, but we only want to exercise one muscle and wonder why we only get one return. I'm sorry. I'm going to always invest. I'm going to always flex all my muscles, because I don't know which one is going to bring what I want it to come. You know what I'm saying? Just like I didn't know about the 3 streams of wealth. And I keep wanting to call them influence, because they really are. But just because I didn't know about the 3 streams of wealth. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know, but I was flexing the muscles that God gave me. I was developing, and now I have an ROI. And now he has an ROI. Why? Because we overcome, the scripture says, by the blood of the Lamb and what? The word of our testimony. You want to know why I always tell y'all what God is doing in my life? Because it's testimony. It's testimony. We overcome by testimony. Just because I'm not in tears, just because I'm standing bold and I'm saying it, you know, with confidence, don't mean it's not testimony. It's testimony. I'm telling you that I was tested, right, for years of my life, and it came to pass. The promises of God are starting to come to pass. That's how you're going to overcome. That's how you're going to believe. That's how you're going to start to, you know, muster up your faith, because I'm telling my testimony every time I show up on this channel. So I hope this encouraged you. I hope this taught you something. I hope this helped you. And I'm about to go lay down because my head is hurting. I will see you in the next video. Also, if you need a resource to help you get out of consumer debt, I have one. It's called How I Climbed Out of Consumer Debt in 8 Months and How You Can Too. It's available on my site, BriannaWhiteside.com. And if you're interested in how I saved 20K in 1 year, that ebook is also available on BriannaWhiteside.com. And, you know, use them as resources. Start considering giving these ebooks to people as Christmas gift instead of just buying stuff. If you know people struggling with debt, if you know people struggling with, you know, finances, start gifting them resources and tools, not just, you know, things that depreciate in value. Okay? I will see you soon. Y'all, I hope this encouraged you. Bye.